All right. Peace to the family out there. We're waiting on Akhu to come on now. Let me see. I'm gonna try to go live on. Not try. I'm gonna go live on Instagram as well. So yeah, I ain't never did that before. Okay. Yeah, I never did that before. But I'm gonna go live on Instagram. At the same time, I'm going live on YouTube. Let me know if y'all can hear me, because that's the thing. When I when I wait for the guest, I don't know if y'all can hear me, and I want to make sure my mic is working. Peace to the family. I gotta get my desk situated where you can see the Buddha statue, like how I was when I lived in New York, when I lived in Brooklyn. I gotta incorporate Buddha back into the camera. But yeah, yo, you know what's funny? So I just called Rod and I'm like, yo, you ready? He's like, oh shit. He's like, yo, I swore I had a half an hour more. I'm like, brother, I said, this year escaped everybody. It flew by everybody. And this is why we need to know the forecast for next year and how this time thing is impacting astrology, if it is. But this time thing is just nobody see nothing like it. The way it's moving. I mean, we've heard about time moving for years, but it's extreme now, the way it's moving. It's December 16th already. So this thing is moving, but Rod's about to come on a live. Shout out to AA. AA has amazing clothing. Y'all see this right here? AA has amazing designs. So I want to give a big shout out to AA Rashid. What's going on with y'all in the chat? I see we got people from South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. I keep saying I want to visit South Africa soon. That's one of the places within the next decade I'm gonna make sure I visit. So shout out to everybody, the family out there in South Africa. Also shout out to B-Dell and Rod Hayes. I know they had a show earlier. I ain't talked to B-Dell on the phone in a minute. I gotta call B-Dell. I call the young guy. B-Dell had a great year this year. I gotta give him a call. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one with Rod. It's 2026 breakdown. I've heard a lot of things about next year, and I'm just he did a breakdown actually for this year that was pretty accurate and spot on. And y'all could go listen to it again and see how spot on he was about this year. He's one of the best when it comes to my daughter's banging on the door. I don't know what's going on, but but yeah, he's one of the best when it comes to astrology. So that's why I love to get the readings. That's why I love to get the readings from them, brother. Yeah, somebody said just left the show. Okay, are they still live now? Are they still live now? I gotta later on when I'm doing a couple of things, I'm gonna go listen to the playback of that. But yeah, I didn't know if they were yeah, okay, yeah. Shout out to them. Somebody go to their live and tell her brother Rich told her what's up. So I said, were you in Honduras just overnight? Yeah, I was just there for a day. I just it was a business trip. I had to go on to Honduras for a business trip. This is my second time there this year. And I'll be in and out. Wherever I go, I'm usually in and out. That's usually how I like to move. So I was partying with the locals. Yeah, I got more cigars. Hell yeah, I got cigars. Yeah. But it was business. That's what I had. I came back with suitcases full of cigars on the plane. Yeah, I came back with suitcases of cigars. So yeah, I just went over there for business. It's a beautiful place. And I don't want to say business. It's good to just catch the vibe out there. And when you're by yourself, you could really catch a vibe because you're not distracted by, like anybody else around you. But it was good to catch a vibe out there and just kick it with the locals and hear their music. And y'all, if anybody watched that live, I bought that chicken sandwich. I could not eat it. Man, that chicken sandwich was like That shit was like, remember Super Size Me? That shit was like bionic chicken. So I knew that shit. It was not looking right. When you get a chicken sandwich that's huge, I'm like, no, this is no. I seen Super Size back in the day, so I'm not falling for that. I had to throw that shit out, man. I took a bite, then I took one bite. I said, Rich, don't do it. I said, Rich, don't do it. And I ate the fries. Though the fries was good like a motherfucker, man. I ate them fries. Them fries was good. But here go the man right now. The man we've been waiting on. I just been kicking it with the people while my brother get himself together. It's about to be a classic, amazing breakdown of 2026. Somebody said get Lloyd straight. Yeah, I'm gonna get Lloyd on. I'm gonna get Lloyd straight on before the end of the year. Definitely got to get kick it with Lloyd. Kick it with all the the spiritual experts, astrology, numerology, all that good stuff. You know. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome back to the platform the one, the only. It's always good seeing you, my brother. The one, the only, Rod. Cool, man. Welcome back, Rod. Welcome
Peace,
back.
Lord.
All
Peace,
right.
Lord.
Hey.
I'm feeling that welcome there.
Indeed. How's everything been for you, my brother? I ain't talked to you in a little while before we get started.
Well, there's been some really extreme changes in my career. All right.
What you mean, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just it's time. You have to upgrade always. You
Mm-hmm.
have to feel like you're never too old to upgrade,
Yeah.
And this information game in this information age, in this computer tech, AI and everything is like exploding everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
changing the functionality of life, okay, and the quality of life. People don't really see it until it's right upon them, all
Mm-hmm.
right? But, my generation is the getting ready to inherit from the baby boomers the power seat. Niggas my age, and people that have seen the same things that I have seen in the same context are now going to be in decision making capacity. This is pretty soon. This change is coming. And what's really deep is this generation that my own. So I know a lot of people out there ain't gonna be able to feel this, but you eventually gonna come into the stream of what I'm discussing because I was born with a certain promise. The Pluto Uranus conjunction. See, that's not gonna happen again for another until I'm 125 years old. Okay, so what I can say is that was the switch from manual labor to mechanized labor. So all of our fathers and uncles saw the big machines come in and take over their job, take over the assembly line job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm referencing. And so every generation is going to feel the ripple of that as my generation lives on. So we're at the stage now, I'm 60 years old, right? And everything we saw in comic books, the Dick Tracy watch, the fucking cell phone on Star Trek, see, we now we can see that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So in that mindset, in that entire mindset, I look at my children and what their promise is. And I
Mm-hmm.
look at each generation every 7 years, every 14 years, to see every 21 years, to see what their promise is. And looking back, when you ask me to come on and talk about the next year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I can barely fit it into a year because I'm looking at 21 and 14-year chunks. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? So, but I'm doing that in 7-year segments, and this is how I'm thinking time dimensionally when I'm predicting. So I haven't looked at this year with any specificity until today because
Mm.
I've been looking at the stream of Saturn. So I'm going to give this coming year from the perspective of where Saturn and Jupiter are.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
And there will be some heads out there that can identify perfectly with what I'm talking about. And this is going to be entirely new to people who have never been exposed to it. But I'm going to have to give it to you where I have it at. Okay. So you want to slip something in there? I don't want to keep it all like that, God. Let me let you
Why?
get a
Why?
little.
Why? Why analyze the year based on Saturn and Jupiter? Why those two planets when there's so many
Okay.
planets?
Well, okay. Yeah. Because number one, and that's easy for everyone here to identify with. We can all identify with like thinking in the last 3 years, thinking in it. Because if you ask people about things 7 and 8 and 9 years ago, they're unless it was a profound movement in their life, they don't usually remember. They're not up and they're not in tune with that cycle. The Jupiter Saturn cycle is these are planets we can see, and then classically they were the planets that kept the boundary. So, and they're better for measuring chunks of time than anything else if that's what you're used to using. And I'm used to using those two, as opposed to just using the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because if we use the sun and then we give a 1 month breakdown for where the sun is going to be, there are, let's say, how many people are going to watch this in the course of the next few days? 25,000, 20,000 people, maybe even more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we're speaking to all of those people at once.
Mm-hmm.
To grab something like Jupiter Saturn that we are all watching to talk about is easier for them to identify than for me to grab the sun and the moon and what we're watching personally, and I can't cater to that variable.
Mm-hmm.
That variable
Gotcha.
is larger, right? I can narrow it down better in short terms using Jupiter and Saturn. See, because
Gotcha.
Jupiter is going to be making a switch
Mm-hmm.
from Cancer to Gemini. And Saturn is going to come out, is already out of retrograde, and is going to go into Aries to begin his new sweep. And these are the things that we look back on in life and remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather tap into those two cycles when
Got you.
I'm reading the year as opposed to the sun.
Got you. Let's get it going then, my brother. We all excited. We all want to hear this. Let's get it.
Okay. So let me break personally firstly. Okay.
Yeah.
Um I got hacked. My account, my email got hacked.
Right.
And then a whole bunch of my other uh sites that I had on my computer got hacked into. So my Facebook and my Instagram and all that. Right. So I got a new Facebook. I'm Akhu on Facebook, but they left my business page, Cosmo Physics, up there. You can see it right there. COZMOPHYZIX. Yo, that's my brand spelling. So it's not going to be the same as it is conventionally thought. Spell it COZMOPHYZIX. Okay. I'm also that name using that same tag on Instagram. Okay. And and y'all can get me as Raku on TikTok for however long that's gonna last. I'm on YouTube, right? And I'm on Patreon. Look up Cosmo Physics, look up Raku, y'all. Okay. My phone number ain't changed. It's been the same since 2007. Okay. 516-881-6992. All right.
Mm.
And for those people who fell out of the touch with me because of the loss of my social media. Okay. I'm gonna rebuild all that. And I'm still doing 5 minute samples. So people can call me any day at 516-881-6992 between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. exclusively. All right. I want to say that I'm doing a lecture with Ross Ben on the 21st of December here in Atlanta. And it's going to be at 5000 Butner in South Fulton, Georgia.
I'm sharing the link right now.
Okay.
The link
Y'all,
that
we would
Ruff
like
is in
y'all
the
to.
chat. Good, brother. The link is in the
Okay.
chat for you.
We want y'all to come out and get your tickets. Don't just drive out there in the last minute and show up. We want y'all to be. It's a spot where it's for the winter solstice. It's a spot where it's on private property. Okay, it's reserved and it's going to be. We want the people to show up at their best. Okay.
Right. Right.
Um, we'll be able to get more information on this as time goes on. If y'all go to Red Pill's page, come to my page, we're going to be promoting it there. Okay. Um, you're going to get opportunity to see me live and in person. I'll also be doing samples at these events, y'all. So you get opportunity to see me in person as opposed to on YouTube or strictly on the phone. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't get out much because I don't like to come out. All right. So, so yeah, when I come out, it's a rare occasion for you to get the opportunity to meet me face to face. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Regardless, man, I feel like it didn't slow my business down. What it did slow down was what I did see happen was, it's like when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm talking about, right? What I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is that I remove myself from my presence online, and then I see the new faces come in and try to fill the void, you know. And I watch how it goes, and I understand my part in this metaphysical um I don't know, this
Well, movement.
platform of metaphysical practice that you get from people, right? And what I see, aside from my students and a few others, and there's always a few, is the mathematical foundations of this science being exploited to the utmost, man. And I figured that when I lost all my social media, that someone would come in and at least try to, keep that going. And it doesn't happen, it seems like I feel like I'm the only one that is gonna safeguard that aspect of the practice. And it's unfortunate because the true basis of the science is designed for us calendrics. And each person has their own calendar. Okay, so this is where I start reading the next year for everybody else. Okay, when I look at the chart for January 1st at 12 midnight, this is the backdrop of the year. Okay, personally, your own sign and your own ascendant will determine how the backdrop chart is going to affect you, right? So I want to start this in order. I want to make sure that I keep track. And this is for the Aries rising people and the people born under the sun sign of Aries. In other words, the people who identify as Aries. Okay. Saturn is now moving into your face, your first house, across your first cusp, soon, if not already, just by its place in Aries. When it goes back into Aries, you're going to see the results of the last 7 years of your endeavors. And particularly those things that are practical as opposed to impractical, and those things that are impractical. So this is a time of life where, and it depends on where Saturn was when you were born, okay? But this is a time of life where this is not going to happen again for you, no matter who you are, for another 29 years, 28 to 29 years. Okay, you're not going to see this type of influence upon your person from the world for another 28 years. Now, if we break that 28 to 29 years into quarters, right, then you got from now to the next 7 years, all right, to get things in order with regard to your own personal being. And when we address that term, your own personal being, this goes for everybody as this discussion goes on, because you need to understand the framework. Your own personal being is composed of those things that you enjoy and those things that come easy to you. Okay? And this would be the first house, the fifth house, and the ninth house. We would look at that, Trikona, right? And then we would also look at your career, your partnership, and your domestic. Because, well, how you're sustaining yourself and how you are getting on, your lifestyle, and how you are sustaining it, and how you are getting along with others in the world. Much beginning with your personal partner, and then your personal partner outside of the romantic or matrimonial phase, right? Like your first partner in business, your first partner as at work. If you're working in a team or whatever, this place, seventh place, is going to show how you're getting along. All right. And the fourth place has to do with your domestics and your family. These places make you. All right. They make and break your ass. So these are the places that we're really concerned with as an astrologer. Okay? Like, personally, how are you going to be affected? How is your person going to be affected in terms of your ability to engage in relationships? Is there going to be strain there? So this format is what I'm speaking mindfully in while I'm speaking. So you have an idea where I'm coming from and where I'm going and why I'm saying the things that I'm saying later on when you say, oh, why did he say some shit like that? Right? So at any rate, so for Aries, right, Saturn is going to move to your face. It's going to present to you what the fruit of the last 7 years and the waste of the last 7 years. You're going to see where you could have done things better. Okay, this is what I'm referencing as the waste, because they're gone. You can't go back and change that shit. You can only do better from here forward. Okay, so Saturn and Aries in the first place. If you're an Aries rising, this is going to be your character. But if you're just an Aries sun, like you were born between March and April, Aries, right? Then this is going to affect you in ways that you see yourself in the world. Okay, so understand, if you're older than 40, so like you're 42 or 43, then you can remember 28 years ago the great struggle that you went through where you had to drop your ideals. So you're gonna have to drop these useless ideas, man. Okay, and I don't know what they are for you personally. Okay, but I can tell you exactly what they are. They are useless ideas. You've outgrown them, and you're too old for this shit. Okay, this is just the stuff that I'm talking about. So this year and over the next 3 years, approximately, okay, 52 days short of 3 years. For that period of time moving forward, you're going to have to reassess what is worth it for you to continue in terms of your actions and your whatever they are. The pursuit of money, the ability to feed yourself, character expression. I don't know. So I don't know which one of those. But I know there's some of that is going to be your personal expression. You're up to mature again. It's like the Most High saying, how you grown, nigga? And I don't care if you're 42 years old. I've been grown. I don't want to hear that. This is the Most High, Saturn, using Saturn as an instrument of timing to remind you again that you've grown. So all those things you've been irresponsible for in the last 7 years are going to confront you. Now, where's the comfort in that, right? Because you're going to have to, just like 7 years ago, you see? 7 years ago was a crucial time. So if you think I'm well, you don't know what I'm talking about, right? Just 7 years ago, Saturn was in your 10th place. And whatever your career was, okay, whatever you use to feed yourself, your interaction with the world, to feed yourself and to house yourself, whatever realm you were in with that regard to that aspect of life, it was before you then. How stable is this? You dig? And I guarantee you at that time you wanted to be self-employed. Bad as a motherfucker. Okay? So if you're still not, right, then why aren't you? And how come you aren't? This is going to be illustrated by the motion of Saturn through these places. Now understand when I say this, so nobody get the wrong idea about me. Right? I don't believe this stuff. I watched it. See? I done watched it twice already. I'm 2 Saturn revolutions old. A lot of y'all ain't even 1 Saturn revolution old. So understand that life gives you a nudge. Okay? When Saturn comes to the first house, and this is for Aries and Aries rising particularly, you're going to be given a nudge. And you're going to be given several nudges over the next 3 years to improve the state of your career and your business. Okay? You're going to be given a nudge for that. Lighting. Always goes bad in. Pardon me. Okay. So, what I was saying is, so this is the last 7 years, those things you need to do away with, or those things you need to drastically modify in order to improve the state of your living or the ease or the burdens that you're dealing with. You want to change all that, right? You want to make your life more comfortable. You want there to be less obligation, less stress, less mandatory movement, so you have more freedom to move around, freedom to do what you enjoy, right? You want relief from your from those things that weigh you down. So this is what we're looking at. So you have to look to Jupiter's place, okay? Now Jupiter here is in Cancer right now as we speak, okay? So for the last year or so, for the last 8 months or so, I would really say, right? For the last 8 months or so, you've been able to improve. You've been able to move a lot more. You've been able to get more family support or more support in the world for your domestic endeavor, right? Getting a new house, getting a new apartment wasn't that much of a challenge, or making this addition to improve your home. For the last 8 months, the opportunities to do this have been coming to you, right? Opportunities through the mother or through the mother's side of the family should make themselves manifest to you if they're still there, okay? If they're still with us, right? And I'm pretty sure there's still some folks from there, right? So this is where the relief is. So, somebody came to me the other day and was like, I'm getting ready, just like you said, I'm getting ready to buy this house or this property because they're not living in it. It's an office building, clinic. So they said the opportunity for the clinic is here. Should I take it now? And her thing was, if she didn't take this one, right, would she continue to have opportunities? And I said, well, this is the beginning of a 7-year stretch. So you'll have several opportunities over the next 2 or 3 years to acquire properties for your intention. But if you have to realize that the best time to do that is going to be while Jupiter is moving through Cancer. When he makes his move into Gemini, if you should have things in place already to stack and reinforce your communication. Because, once you move in, what's the first thing you do? You move in, 4th house, and we're going backwards. You move in, 4th house, and we need to move to the 3rd. We attach our names to the mailbox. We change our address. We get these things in order, and then we are able to eat, right? We're able to bring food there, and establish a residence so we can express ourselves in comfort, right? This is what all of that is about. So Jupiter is in a place now where opportunities to expand the home or expand a headquarters, right? Which would be the home for the business, right? But home in any sense is upon you. But that was for the last 8 months. We got 4 months of that left until it moves into Leo. when Jupiter moves into Leo, it's going to oppose Pluto in Aquarius. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it moves from the career sphere to the domestic sphere, and then it has its effects in this social sphere. Okay, and you're going to have to reestablish your network or reinforce your network come the middle to the end of this year when Uranus go in Gemini trining Pluto gets activated by any motion through Libra. Okay, so this is like 6 months from now. The network starts to wake up for Aries. Now, let me keep it moving because let me ask you, Rich, before we go, because if I spend 20 minutes on everybody, that's going to be 400 minutes. We ain't doing no 3-hour, 4-hour show here, right?
Nah,
How long are we doing?
we got an hour and a half.
Okay,
30 minutes. So let's say, yeah.
Everybody going to be mad that I didn't give them the time I just gave Aries. Okay, now, so let me move the Taurus real quick. Y'all can always call me. Okay, 516-881-6992 between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and get a sample if you feel like you missed out right here, okay? Which you should because I got to keep it broad just for your sciences. So Taurus, let's speak about Taurus. Taurus rising in Taurus sun, okay? The Uranus is in your second house. So new phones, new communications, name changes, brand changes, okay? And a change in the way you see finances on a broad level societally. You're going to have to change your tastes, okay? Establish new ones that are more efficient, all right? And sudden opportunities to innovate with that regard are going to be upon you. All right, this is Uranus in your second house, Taurus. But you have Jupiter moving from Cancer into Leo. This is Jupiter moving into your fourth house, Taurus. So y'all gonna think strongly about relocation, whether that is to a new building or to a new city. Relocation is relocation. Okay, so this is gonna be the theme for Taurus. And the sudden decision to change the decorum of the home accompanies that. All right. Let me see. Sudden fluctuations and instability in finance where all communication areas exist. Well, where communication is key to the finances. You have to send bills to this channel, keep in contact with this person for whatever reason. If you own your own business, let's say you own a restaurant, there's a certain line of communication that has to be kept with the people you're getting your food from. Okay? Your unprepared food, your vegetables, your fish, your meat, whatever you're selling. Okay? So these things need to be reinforced because we're looking at the air signs here. All right. So and for Taurus, these are all financial, the place of work, the place of employment, and the place of money all deal with social and sociality and their ability to socialize. Okay. Now for Gemini, we got Jupiter in your second house moving to your third. Geminis are writers. Okay. They got ideas. These are the people that bring the ideas. These are the people that keep the record as well. So whether they do this occupationally or just by idiosyncratic behavioralism, this is their general nature. I encourage all of them to leave some kind of record of their actions for their progeny, because these are the people that actually leave the record for the progeny. And with the Uranus coming to your face last July, okay, there's a sudden change of expression. There's a sudden tendency now that you've changed your mind about what you want to be when you grow up or what you want your major to be. You see, it's a situation in life like that. If it deals with relationships, you've suddenly decided now that maybe marriage is a good idea, or perhaps transverse of that. Oh, suddenly now you don't want to get married. You don't want to have kids no more. You see, this is what Uranus does. And Uranus in your face it calls you to make these changes, to be more intuitive. Uranus is the ruler of the ninth place here. Okay, so the sudden decision to change your major, or to change your motivation, or to change where you wanted to live is going to be eminent. All right, the opportunity to do that, if you take advantage of it, was Jupiter in Cancer, your second house. Okay, your money place. So while Jupiter was in Cancer, it's been there for the last 8 months. It's gonna move out of there in within the next 4. So you have to realize that any money you've not wasted, any money you've not spent, you still have 4 months to optimally make good on that. Okay, without much struggle, without major toil. All right. The fact that 2/3 of that time, 8 months out of the year has passed, you still have 1/3 of the time to take advantage of. Okay, and I would think in terms of growing my money. What can I do that's going to grow my money? What can I do that's going to grow my money? So when it moves into the third place, then your opportunity to express that will continue. And 9 times out of 10, nobody I'm speaking to, I mean, there's only a few people that I'm speaking to here that's going to have their ascendant at perfectly at 0 degrees. So let's say it's late in Gemini. I hope I'm not losing y'all with this. That what I'm saying here, still has an extended period of time, because if your cusp are late in Gemini, then the end of Gemini and the beginning of Cancer is your money situation. So the end of Gemini, the end of Gemini and the beginning of Cancer. So you still have time, money wise, but when it changes signs, the need for expression is going to change. The temperamental attitude of the public is going to change. So this is what you have to understand, and why you say to yourself, I wonder why it's not like that anymore. They used to sell this and they don't. Now they just sell this, because that trend has been recognized. That trend has made it shift. And when it made it shift, it got stuck in a whole new frequency of expression. So this is what Jupiter's going to do for you when it moves from Cancer to the third place. So any plans, any benefits that come through communication, that come through short trips, that come through things like deliveries, all right, writing, speaking, and communication all together. This is where your opportunities are going to find, your opportunities for relief are going to find expression, all right? While Saturn is moving into your 12th place, then it's going to disrupt your sleep cycle and your energy cycle too, the feeling of being drained. And this individually depends on where Mars is in your birth chart. Let me move on I did move on to Gemini. I just flashed back into Taurus. Let me slow down a little bit. All right. So, and for Gemini, Saturn is moving into your house of friends. It's also moving into the place of the fourth child you made, if you have 4 children. So Saturn moving into this place is going to dynamically change your social tendency. Your social enthusiasms are definitely going to fluctuate, and your desire to change your crowd, your desire for leadership, or to be the leader, okay, to have some kind of direction and purpose with regard to your network. And because when I say friends, people get the word confused. I'm talking about everybody you're friendly with, okay? You got people you see every day on the bus going to work, and you greet these people, okay? You may not have a social interaction with them outside of that, but you're friendly with them. So I'm talking about everybody in your social circle, all right? Whether it's a professional network or your social network, your familial network, or your personal network, okay? And these things apply also to the electronic networks, okay? Because networks are networks, and that's what we're talking about. You're going to have to revamp that. You're going to see limitations in it, and adjustments need to be made in order to rid yourself of those things. Okay. Now, for Cancer, should have been a very good year for you, Cancer. The urge to change your diet and your lifestyle and your sense of exercise to improve your physique. Okay, maybe your style of dress. Okay, also working from home, the opportunity to change the environment or improve the domestic situation because of the job. All right, should have been the tone for you over the last 8 months or so. You also have 4 months left of Jupiter in Cancer to take advantage of that energy. You know, Jupiter is said to be in the sign of his exaltation when it's in Cancer. So the urge to expand, the urge to travel, the urge to get a new car, the urge to re-educate, all of that came upon you. The opportunity to engage in any of it would have been very strong over the last 8 months. Like I said, you got 4 months to seize that with optimality. Okay, you got 4 months left to engage in it with optimality. When Jupiter moves in to Leo, Cancer, you're going to need to become more frugal. It's ideal to when you have the money to ball, to just go ahead and ball. I have the money now to go on this vacation, so let me take it. But it's also ideal. Jupiter in the second house says you should save your money for something bigger. Or you should save your money and put it into something that's going to make it bigger. Okay? And you have a whole year after that to take advantage of the profiting. You know, Jupiter represents gains, big gains, opportunities for big gains. All right? So when it's moving through the second house, it is the Most High telling you, hey, take advantage of all your opportunities for big gains. But the natural urge is to become mobile and to get more active, right? So a lot of us want to take that money and splurge. We want to take that money and travel. But you have to have something to show for it at the end of the day, okay? Other than a T-shirt or a souvenir saying, yeah, I flew to Jamaica. Or I flew to Guyana. You have to have something to show from that experience. Traveling expands the mind. What are you going to learn? What is the intention? Well, how is it going to benefit you in the long run? This is where we need to think when we're talking about Jupiter motion. Because Saturn is moving into your 10th place. Taking those impractical things and those impractical ideals with regard to your lifestyle and your career and showing you where you need to rehash and revamp that in order to improve your condition. And Saturn in Aries says you don't get to rush. You don't get to act on impulse. That the best and most excellent Aries results, you dig, are planned out, are structured, are executed. Aries under plan, under structure, Saturn. Okay? And because it's in the place of the career, it's all about self-expression, needing to mature. Okay? Grow up and realize what concessions need to be made in order to maintain a healthy relationship with your public. Okay? And Leo, when we look at Leo, Jupiter is going to be in your face next year in about 4 months. Okay? So, or your sun is going to be at your ascendant or it's going to be at your sun degree. And for those people that got Jupiter in Leo, it's going to be Jupiter return. It's an opportunity to see your inner child and to realize it again. All right? This happens every 12 years. This happens every 12 years. I just can't keep fucking with this light now.
You cooking, Rod. We ain't even stressing the light, Rod. We ain't stressing it.
Good.
You cooking, my brother.
Okay, so Saturn in Aries is your 9th place. The loss of transportation or the loss of transportation or limitations being made with your mobility, dissatisfaction or inability to fulfill everything regarding your education or your relocation. All right, a lot of Leos are going to be change their mind about moving, or change their mind about buying a car, or you need to get a new transportation. You need to rehash one of or all three of these areas: education, relocation, and mental expansion in terms of your spirituality, your morality, because the ninth place talks about this too. Okay, you the tendency to be greedy and to indulge in these things can easily manifest. Okay, so with Saturn there, the practical approach to it will be examined, will be shown to you. So if it is impractical, then you'll see these limitations and you'll make the necessary adjustments, we hope. Most people do not even realize until the transit is over. They don't even see the results of everything they put into it until 2 or 3 years later. You see? I'll give you an example. If you look at what you were doing 7 years ago, and those opportunities that came to you that you didn't take, what you missed out on, what you wasted, right? Despite all the good that you did grab, let's look at the things that you now say to yourself, look, had I done that 4 years ago, I wouldn't be in this situation right now. I'd be in a better situation right now. But I didn't do that. Okay? That reminder is enough to motivate you to think about 4 years from now. And what you're not taking advantage of right now, that will make you comfortable later. Make you comfortable 7 years later. And a lot of people don't see that because they're not used to thinking in 7-year leaps. Okay? But people come to me, and when I read Saturn in their chart 7 years ago, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, that's why I'm where I'm at now. So this is where I learned that from. I didn't learn this from my imagination. I didn't put this together just making things up. I'm following the course of Saturn through the houses and how I've seen people react to it over the last 30 years. So don't be one of them people, them folks to come to me and be like, oh, Rod, you was right. I didn't listen because I love telling you niggas I told you so. You think I love it, all right? My ego doesn't suffer. It gives plenty to eat under them circumstances, all right? So let me tell you, so Saturn moving in the area puts limitations on your ability to move around or your desire to move around, okay? For those people that are older, this place talks, if they have children, this place talks about the child that comes from the third pregnancy. Okay? What if I lost a child? They count the pregnancies, all of them. This is pregnancy number 3 for Leo. Okay? So your third child may run into challenges, and no matter how old they are. Okay? You may run into challenges that you may very well be instrumental in supporting them with. Don't let the fact that they're grown and the fact that they need to learn their lesson keep you from being of assistance here, because I'm telling you, it's right there for you to know. Now, Jupiter itself is moving into you from your 12th into your face. This gives you opportunity to expand on the things you enjoy, and to take your creative ideas and to manifest them. Okay, Jupiter is moving through Leo, gives you opportunity to do that. And it speaks to the first child, if you have children, or the child that is a product of the first pregnancy. So if your first child is not the product of the first pregnancy, we're not talking to you about that. We're talking to you right there in that aspect. Okay, let me move on. Leo, Virgo. Wow. Okay, Virgo, Saturn just came out of your 7th house. Yo, all that you don't like about your relationship, you got to see and measure. Okay, so a lot of y'all had marital issues, and a lot of y'all had problems with your constituents and your counterparts, whether you were romantically involved, business involved, if mutuality and equality or had anything to do with it, then those relationships were up for measure while Saturn was in Pisces. Okay, Saturn's still in Pisces, really, is at the very end of Pisces, right? Getting ready to go back into Aries. So we're talking about that. Your ability to engage in situations that call for shared resources, situation where it requires other people's input, where it's absolutely necessary. It's not even an option. All right. That other people are involved, other people's resources, other people's contribution, other people's presence. Then these things need not be engaged impulsively. These things need to be planned. They need to be orchestrated. They need to be organized. Okay. And because disappointment or failure to make the connection or the inability to advance with the project will be the factor when it comes to relying on other people's presence, contribution. And so make sure you have it in order and make sure you have a plan B. Like, you want guest A to appear on this day, also invite guest B. Tell them to be on standby, okay? Because something might happen with guest A, okay? So you got to think like that. You got an appointment this day. Somebody calls later, wants to make another appointment. Give that person the B slot on the same day. You don't normally do it, so what? Expand your shit, okay? Organize and make it tighter because this is what Saturn in your 8th house is going to do. And, that theme that you always want to, I always got to be the one because, nigga, you the Virgo. So you have to be the one. Get used to it. And get used to it. You really love that. Okay? At the end of the day, you love it. Yeah, I'm always the one. See, at the end of the day, it's, yeah, I was the one. So this is what that is. Saturn is the ruler of your pride, your children. Okay? So you might have to spend more personal time with your kids. You might have to spend more personal time with your investments, okay? And your relationship with others may interfere with that, with Saturn moving through your 8th plate. All right, now, Jupiter is moving from your 11th into your 12th. So all your philosophical ideas and all of your inclinations to be a contributor to children across the board, because all of y'all feel like you owe something to kids. Every time y'all see a kid, you owe that nigga something, huh? At least this much, right? Yeah. And they need the discipline and they need the lesson that you got to bring them. Leo in the 12th house is like, I want to be a coach all my life. Well, now's the time for you to engage in that. Okay, starting in 4 months, a lot about your background and your philosophy and your beliefs is going to expand. I mean, in other words, you know how some people say, well, I just believe this. Well, that belief right there is about to take on arms and legs now. It ain't going to just be a talking head. So you'll believe this, this, and this, and that, and this. Okay? I have to throw this in there too before I go. Your work is never done. Never. Okay? When you're no longer physically able to do it, then your work is done. Okay? The Virgo is the sign of work. So sign of improvement. Like if you make a cabinet out of raw oak or ash, it's some expensive wood and it's really hard to work, right? Because it's hot, right? And you make a big old dress out of it, you can sell it for a couple grand, but you got to put a finish on it. See, and Virgo is the finish I got to put on it, okay? Besides the work that I put into it, it ain't worth shit that I think it could truly be worth until I varnish it. Until I sand it down and make it smooth. Right? So this is what Virgo is, and your work is never done. This is why they say it's a self-perfecting sign. Y'all striving for perfection, or you've given up on the perfection and you striving to just front and pull it off. That is perfect. Okay? Either way it goes, perfection is the object here. Right? So that's a process that never stops. All right, Virgo, then there's Libra. Okay, Saturn in Aries for Libra. Just what y'all been waiting on. You want to know about your relationship. That's all Libra wants to know anyway. Okay? What's romance? What's my marriage going to look like? What's my partnership looking like? All right? So that's their first question. That ain't all they want to know, but that's their first question. So Saturn moving in the Aries, you already had a little taste of it. Okay? It's going to show you all the insufficiencies of your relationships and your insufficiency in your relationship. Give you opportunity to strengthen them and to secure them. Okay? Impulsive decisions within the bounds of relationships is a no-no. I'm going to tell you, you're going to pay for that. Or you're going to wish you had it done in other ways. Okay? That's a better way to put it. You may say, no, I still would have did it. But you'd have wished you'd have gone about it in another way in hindsight. right? Saturn through the seventh house is going to put a lot of pressure on you with regards to your relationship. A lot of Libras and Aries are going to see relationship issues, divorces and quitting, okay? That is always key with humanity. But really, it isn't so much a time to split apart as it is a time to work on yourself. And that's why people split apart, because they don't want to do the work that they need to do to work on themselves. So you have to see that that's really what it's about. There are going to be lonely moments for Libra over the next 3 years, even if you're in a marriage or a relationship or in a partnership. Okay? Because Aries talks about singleness, right? And being is the only one, okay? Which y'all can't stand being. Really, y'all would love to be assisted and have your partner right there with you at every moment if you have your way. You know, this is an embellishment, right? This is a slight exaggeration, but it speaks to your soul, I'm sure, right? You want that relationship sound because it makes you feel more sound. Well, that's what Saturn is going to do for the next 3 years. He's going to give you indications as to your time, as to the timing, that it is time now for you to Aries. Aries is selfishness and self-sacrifice. So you have to restructure how you go about being self-sacrificial, how you go about being selfish. That's up for restructure. Nobody said you stop being selfish. Nobody said you had to stop being selfless, but your priorities with regarding those two things are severely teeter-tottering and shall be for the next 3 years. Now, let's take it to your opportunities. Jupiter is moving into Leo, okay, in about 4 months. And this is the third place. Anything that needs to be achieved by means of initiation through communication. If it is retying with your younger brothers, sisters, or cousins, okay, if it is now going on a campaign to promote your name or your brand, okay? Jupiter in Leo says, well composed. So you're going to have to organize these things. Libras are party throwers. They're the ones who say, I'm going to have a party, get the venue, buy the decorations, get the flyers, tell everybody, you know, the promoter. So even if they're not doing that professionally, they know so many people, they can get the word spread about something. So when Jupiter moves in Leo, you're going to have full opportunity. Now, hold on. Leo is your 11th place. So that's to expand on your network. I correct myself, pardon me. Okay? That is your has everything to do with your network, expanding your network and applying your creativity to your ability to touch your social circle, your network. Jupiter, there, you want to make as many friends, as many alliances possible that will allow you to fulfill your plans and hopes and goals. You see? So you want to make a whole new, raise your circle, right? You want to do that. So how are you going to do that? Without cutting people off. You don't need to cut people off here. You need to announce your plans. You need to find some way to convey what you're trying to make a reality, because you have the get on board energy right now. Okay? When Jupiter moves into Leo. And that will happen for a year, but you got to give it about 4 months before Jupiter moves in. So we're looking at what? April, May, you're going to be able to start pulling and making moves through or with your or by way of your network because of Jupiter's announcement that you have room there. Okay? Take advantage of that. Okay? Understand this. The Jupiter only rolls through this place once every 12 years. Okay? And every 4th year, after it, there's opportunity to really harvest from it if you put something in place. Think about that, man. That's a problem. A lot of people want that shit right now. Okay? They're doing something. They want it right that second. If I put my money in a day, I want that shit back in at least 3 or 4 days, or at least next week, man. Come on. You see? But you got to start to think long range. The problem with us is that we don't think long range enough. You have to think, what is the next generation going to be doing? There are people who are actively saving money in trusts right now for children that aren't even born yet. See, you're not thinking in that level. Why not? Why aren't you? Why don't you have what you need to have? See, this is what Saturn and Jupiter do. This is another reason why I picked that, because they represent something in the human constitution that we all can identify with. Saturn is like punishing your fucking ass for not building something, right? You slipped and fell off that ledge because you didn't bring a goddamn ladder. You see, that's Saturn. And then Jupiter is the opportunity and the energy to receive as a result of all your labors. See, when people think that the receiving come without labor, oh, I'm having a Jupiter. I'm going to stay home and just look at my ceiling and wait for Jupiter to fall in my fucking lap. You know that's not how this works, okay? This is how Jupiter works. I got these seeds, 100 bags of seeds. I mean, 100 bags, 100 pounds of seeds, okay? And I got 10 acres of land, all right? But I just got the seeds yesterday. Literally, let's say this is literal, right? So this is getting ready to be winter. I can't do nothing with them seeds right now. But if I plant them motherfuckers in March, then I can really profit off of that endeavor, right? So, but I need a tractor. I need this. I need that. Well, man, it's almost winter right now. I need to start working on getting those things I'm going to need to get now so that I'll have them when it's time to plant. And then planting will be easy. Do you see? This is how life works. No matter what your endeavor. This is why they was able to take agriculture and turn it into religion, man. Okay? This is what we're doing here. So the timing for it is all in the motions of the heavens. Okay? And every 4 years, if you miss out on something grand, 4 years from now, something very much like it will appear accepted. So be mindful of the fact that it's 4 years later. People be like, oh, it ain't that long. I remember Rich asking me one day, why you tell niggas why they gotta wait? Because I don't move to heaven. It's why you gotta wait. You know, Jupiter, we have to wait for Jupiter to be in that spot again, or in a spot very harmonically connected to where it was. And this is how the universe works. So why you got to wait for the next bus when you missed that one? Because you missed it. So, but when you know when the next bus is coming, you can make sure you're on it. This is what astrology is. We can't just sit at home and wait for Jupiter to fall through the ceiling because that bus done stopped in front of our house and it's gone now. You should have been out front, ready to get on the Jupiter bus with your fucking tools. So you can take advantage of that Jupiter. Now you got to wait for the next one. So understand, every 4 years after a significant Jupiter marker is ideal. It doesn't stop you from accessing that because Jupiter is benefit. But it's just like, let's say you invested your money today in some internet gimmick, right? You invest in a new search engine or a browser, and you buy the share for $10. Okay? And 8 years from now, that browser is as big as motherfucking Google. You can cash in on that. See, that long money is where the big money is, really. So you have to think of how you're going to take what little you got and grow it. This is what Jupiter is for anybody, regardless of the sign. All right, moving on from Libra to Scorpio. Scorpio, Saturn is going to be in your 6th house, changing your physical form. Get back in shape. If you're still in shape, incorporate new exercise into the dynamic of your routine. Okay? Saturn, be more practical in your approach and the execution of your plans and your desires. Saturn in Aries, personally, talks about the development of your self-restraint. Moving from the raw Aries approach to a more cooked and refined approach, Saturn, okay? And the reason for you take your time making decisions, to take your time planning things out. So you want to execute it in one day, then have a plan in place that enables and supports the one dayness of it all. See, so you still have something structured in place for the action, structure Saturn for the action. And because it's in the sixth place, it's talking about things that you physically do. Okay? It talks to your employability, your employment. It talks to aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews. All right? It talks to co-workers. Right? So you, with Saturn moving through Aries, you're going to see a lack of energy. Saturn in Aries means a stop to forward motion too. So it doesn't even have to be you. You can see it in your environment. And when you do, then you know that's what he's coming for you. Dude, those are good terms. I giggle because it is nothing spooky about it, you know. But you know, if it doesn't affect you, it affects somebody around you. You know, I'll give you an example. I told this girl one day a few months ago. I'm reading her chart, and she's like, "Yeah, but you can't tell me what's going to happen every day." I said, "Well, almost every day." I said, "We could tell you. I could tell you right now that you're going to have an argument with your boyfriend when you go home." You know, I was just so sure of my fucking self too, right? Because I was wrong, right? She said, "I don't have a boyfriend." So I figured she was gay, and I said, "Well, your girlfriend then?" She said, "I don't have a girlfriend." I said, "What about a roommate?" She said, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you." Now I'm frustrated, right? Because I don't know how to picture Mars on the seventh cusp in a quotidian motion is a disagreement with someone with you have a mutual engagement with. So I'm assuming she had a boyfriend, she didn't, girlfriend, she didn't, roommate, she didn't. So I don't really know where to go with it, right? But guess what? When she got home, the event happened. Do you know Mars was still on the seventh place? It wasn't her because she didn't have a boyfriend. She didn't have a roommate. She didn't have a girlfriend. It was the people upstairs. So she called me on the phone and said, listen. And she put up there, and the people upstairs, a male and a female, were fighting like cats and dogs. So, see, in that situation, what I really saw was a couple arguing. And I assumed that it belonged to her. So understand that you have to grasp the specificity of it, because I can only give it to you in the most general terms right now. So with Jupiter moving into Leo, Scorpio, that is your public face, your public dealings, and it is your self-composure. You're dealing with the inner child or with children in general, okay? And the priority you put on your creativity, the ownership of your intellectual property and things of this nature, okay? You need to look at that to revamp the show. It's like the show must go on, Barnum and Bailey, all right? And you're the one that has to coordinate it. So let's get it on and popping, okay? The show must go on. And that means a revamping of the overall self-image within one's own self, because it's a new year. You need to, Nike doesn't change their logo. They remain Nike. But the design of the tennis shoe changes every fucking year. It's never the same tennis shoe, okay? So this is how you have to look at yourself and get into your chameleon form, all right? Now, Jupiter in that place gives you opportunity to diversify or expand through your public interaction, all right? So Saturn in your sixth, okay, I read that already. Now, so let me move on to Sag. Jupiter in your eighth place gains through interactions with other people was the theme of the last 8 months and for the next 4 months. But when Jupiter moves into, when Jupiter moves into Leo, that's your opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity to expand. You think you thought about going back to school? You're not too old. Take your fucking ass back to school, man. Go get them classes. Go get that fucking piece of paper that will enable you to advance yourself. Okay? I hear y'all. I don't want to get into white man's school, all this other bullshit. You can get that white man's money so with a piece of paper easier than you can an erudition degree. All right. So apply yourself to whatever makes you better. This is what Jupiter does. All right. And because um, Saturn is moving into Aries, this right here, because Saturn is always what we call dysfunctional in Aries. All right. Saturn is a big block a substance that you're trying to burn in the fire to keep warm, right? And it's going to take hours for it to catch on, for it to start glowing, for it to actually start keeping you warm. So it is rewards after endeavor. This is what Saturn does. And because it's moving into Aries on you like this here, that's your fifth house. It's all work, no play. Saturn in the fifth house says you need to get certain things in order. So get to work and get them in order. You don't really have time for play. And even the time that you spend on play, you look at yourself and you say, why it's there? Fuck, man, I should be working right now. See, and things done with Saturn take 3 to 7 years to unfold. So you don't get to see the results of your misaction until after they're far behind you. So here, with Saturn and Aries, it's take the initiative. Okay? You have to take the initiative and be more proactive, and practically so, with a more practical application and execution. You have to be more proactive. Okay? It's like Saturn and Aries is like the well-trained hunter with the rifle. You see, he's not just going to be out in his backyard setting up all kinds of targets, shooting irresponsibly. He's going to be cautious. And then when he gets his prey, he's going to take his time and make sure that hits his mark. You see, this is the attitude that you want to take with Saturn and Aries. Okay, and because Aries is the place of love, it is the place of the first child. Okay, the product of the first pregnancy. And if you got a lot of kids, it's the seventh child. Okay, so if you got kids, and one of them are the first of the seventh pregnancy product of that, then these people are going to go through limitations. They're going to need your support and your guidance and your wisdom, right? And if not, let's say you ain't 35 years old yet. All right, and Saturn moving through here, this is like the first time that you be able to look at this and experience. This here is a time for you to get your shit in order and stop playing. That's what it is. Saturn is stop, right? Saturn is order. And Aries is personal. So get your personal shit in order. And because it's your fifth house, it's the house of love, right? So if you're single, you're sitting there asking yourself, oh man, I don't have nobody. Get your shit in order. It ain't hard to be attractive. In America, all you got to do is make money regularly. And somebody will love your ass. Like, really. Okay? So because of that. So just take care of yourself. Saturn says self-support. Saturn in Aries says self-employment. See? So when people look at it and they're like, oh man, you got anything good to say about this shit? Well, you think about what kind of order your life needs to be in for you to be self-employed. Because Saturn in Aries says self-employment. It says self-support, self-sufficiency. But it also says action with careful planning. Execution with professionalism. You see, this is what that says. So you have to understand that while Saturn enters your your fifth place, Sagittarius, that's you restructuring your entertainment cycle, man. There'll be things that need to be done that can bolster your stability and your security. See, that's the Saturn aspect of it. That you can actually initiate and do the Aries aspect of it. In the fifth place, you really don't want to. Okay, you don't want to do it like that. You rather play. You rather have a good time. You rather relax. But now, if you use this Saturn with the energy that you have to play to do this work, use that energy on this work, the profit will be much better. You'll be able to rest on that shit. Okay? But if not, if you play, then that responsibility doesn't go away. So you're sitting here bullshitting, and you need to get this shit done. And you wonder why later Damn, how come I can't just do it all now? Because, man, the opportunity to get it done was before you. Before. Don't let it escape you. Get it out the way. And use that energy to improve your situation. Okay? I'm telling you, signs go. Jupiter is gonna move from Cancer the 8th into your 9th. So now's the time to educate and to relocate and to bolster your mobility. All right, Sagittarius, let me go to Capricorn. So Cap has Aries in the 4th place. Woo. So Saturn moving in your 4th place gonna make you dissatisfied with your domestic situation. It also speaks to challenges to the stability of the lives of the people on your mother's side of the family. So some of your aunts and some of them, their domestic situations may come to your attention. That's to let you know where you're at too, right? So Saturn being in your 4th place means a lack of action taken on your part. You're going to be looking at that anyway. I should have got this shit done a long time ago. We need to buckle down, get it done, get it stable, and it's only going to get stable. Your peace of mind depends on what you have stabilized for you. Okay? Not what you think is best for everybody around you, because we talk about Aries here, the self. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. So the inward look at yourself through your domestic situation, how you living, okay, is the question here. Okay? You don't like how you living? You don't like the state of your house? You're facing, and you need to take initiative to get that shit in order. Okay? Now, so that is Saturn in Aries. So let me tell you, Saturn isn't the strongest in Aries. So he gets to do damage there. So, people on your mom's side of the family going to need your support, if not your mother herself. Okay? Be mothers in your environment. Now, with Jupiter moving from, what are we talking about? Jupiter moving from the 7th into the 8th place. So all that pushing and prodding or support that you've been given to your partner is about to pay off. All of that motivation, all of that, or your counterpart. See, partner doesn't strictly mean husband or wife. You niggas, you got somebody that you do business ventures with on a regular, that that's your partner, don't you? You better look at it like that. Okay. So y'all make business together. Y'all make money together. Okay. Or y'all engage, and you're engaging in a project on this occasion with this person. This person is your partner in that project. So think of it like that. It ain't always got to be matrimony, okay? Because it's all human interaction and dependency, and the dependency upon that human interaction to survive. Just think about it, man. You're not even spinning the cotton for your own t-shirts, right? You ain't growing the rubber and making the mold for your own fucking t-shirts, tennis shoes, sneakers. Okay? So we depend on other people. Okay? When's the last time you killed the deer, nigga? Okay? And dressed it up and put it in your freezer. No, you need somebody to kill them animals for you. So recognize what I mean when I talk about human interdependency. Because people just don't think beyond their own ashtray when they mashing out their blunts in. They don't even think about the other side of their desk. All right? Expand your perspective and your view here so you can get a higher grasp on what I'm trying to convey. Right? Capricorn from Aries is your 4th house. So discipline, and you have to assert yourself to maintain a more rigid discipline if you're not satisfied with the outcome. Discipline is always, and structure is always your go-to. It is always the relief to your stress. The stressing the fact that you have to go through what you have to go through to make it secure is also going to be dealt with too, right? So with that in Aries, let me see, Jupiter in Leo. Well, your ability to rely on the people in your circle for support is there with Jupiter in Leo. So that will increase over the next 4 months, your ability to outsource or to get some assistance, because you're not the only one handling this load. It'll be strong for a year after that too. Okay, but that doesn't mean that there won't be dependencies upon you either. That you will be strong and able to execute to be supportive of others too. So it ain't just one way. All right. So now the next one is Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius. For the last year or so, 2 years really, but the last year or so, Pluto been all over you shit. Okay, took some people from you too. Okay. Also shows you where in life you need to make permanent changes if you want to get to where you're going for real. You're gonna have to actually make these changes in your network and the way you use and the way you interact within your network has to change extremely. Okay, you're gonna have to be more dynamic, more inviting, more interactive. You take more congenial. You have to open up your timing for it too. So if it was just for a half hour a day, now you're pursuing that jammy on a 5 hour a day tip. You're pursuing if it was 5 hours a day before, now you're pursuing it for 8 hours a day. You're applying more energy and time to the expansion and the recognition, okay, of the project or yourself, right? Jupiter been in your sixth house for the last 8 months, so the desire and the capacity to work from home or to get family involved in the daily routine should have been very fruitful for you, okay? Or what could have been if you took advantage of it, because there's folks out there that don't see forest for the trees, right? So, but you can for the next 4 months amplify circumstances that enable you to work from the home. This has been your dream all your fucking life anyway. I wish I could work from the home. Never wake up and be at work. Huh? Then not have to go nowhere, get dressed or nothing. You at work just because you woke up. Right? Then Jupiter being there gave you opportunities to put things in place to make that a reality. Okay. But Saturn was in Pisces, and that is your money house. Well, also your values. So it is your values for the last 3 years have been really the fuck hashed, I'm sure. Okay. Your sense of sleep too. But let me stay on your values, because values graduates to value and money, right? So your materialistic outlook, your ideals, how you thought it would be, all of that bullshit came crashing down in front of you if it wasn't practical. You got a reality check over the last 3 years. So you're in shape now, I assume, that you are smart enough to recognize where you needed to make the changes at and where that shit was unreasonable. You see? Ideals don't work in the real world. Okay? People catch on for a minute, but they're ever changing. You see, this is what I mean when I say they don't work in the world. We have ideals. Here goes one. There should be peace on earth and goodwill towards men. Yes, there should be. And that idea we should constantly pursue. But we better be realistic when it doesn't work out, because there's not peace on earth and goodwill towards men. That's just something that would be very ideal. As a matter of fact, there's war every fucking way. There's competition everywhere. See? So while we look at the ideals and we strive for them, and we maintain them so that we can keep the world stable, we have to also realize that 9 out of 10 people ain't striving for that. So we have to put extra effort forth consciously and conscientiously, right? So this is what Jupiter is too. Jupiter in the human constitution is concurrent with our conscience, our conscientiousness. When you look at something and see that this shit ain't right, you dig it? That's Jupiter talking to you. See? How do you know that you're actually watching me on the computer right now as opposed to having a dream about me on the computer right now? Right? Because Jupiter, that energy that I'm calling Jupiter in the human constitution is the recognition of reality in the human mental faculties. Okay. Your ability to realize the truth of something without having to experience it. Okay? I'll give you an example. You ain't never been set on fire before. How do you know you wouldn't like it? Okay? Even though you've never been set all on fire before, how do you know you wouldn't like it? Because you've had some kind of experience with fire. you know the nature of fire. So if you know the nature of these motions, then you know the nature of the season that you're in. So Jupiter is always about self-growth. It's about abundance. Not only does it mean abundance, it means greed. See? There's the opposite end of a pole for everything. Because you don't even get the opportunity to exercise greed in the absence of abundance. See? It requires an abundance being available to you to even be greedy. So this is the association. Well, Jupiter is the running man. Health-wise, right? He's the athlete that runs. Okay? And if you're running every day, you're pretty healthy, right? Did you know that Jupiter also points to obesity? Yeah. But you don't see no obese niggas running, man. Okay? These are opposite ends of the same energy. So when we think in Jupiter here, and I'm telling you about how Jupiter runs through different places in your house, Jupiter is going to be in Capricorn's 12th house. Changing your overview, your world perspective, your fucking philosophy is up for rehashing, up for regrowing. I wouldn't care if your watermelons are 3 feet tall and 5 feet long, okay? You're striving every year to grow a bigger watermelon. You can't just stop and say, I got the biggest watermelons and that's it. That's the end of it. Because, man, you growing huge watermelons, you constantly working at that. This is how we work on ourselves. Jupiter in the 12th place makes you question everything you accepted for what it is. Does it need to be added to? Does it need to be eliminated? Okay? And in this phase, Jupiter is usually talking about what we need to expand. The 12th place also deals with charities. So charity comes in any form of energy that you can give someone to assist them in their plight. That is charity. So it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be organizational. It can be interpersonal. But opportunities to expand your sense of apathy are up on the psychological table for you, Cap, right? Let me go to Aquarius. Did I read Aquarius already? I don't know. Let me just do it. Yeah, I did. Talking about Aquarius' money. So Part and I slipped back and started talking about Capricorn again, right? Saturn in Pisces got you changing your values. Saturn in Aries is going to change the way you see the world and the way you go about executing your plan. Before, there was an impulsive, there's always going to be a sense of impulse with Aquarius. There's a desire for spontaneous action, okay? But it behooves you now to take time and plan things out. It's just like the computer. Everybody gets on a computer. We want that motherfucker to get us there with the speed, high-speed internet, right? We don't want to be sitting there waiting all day for the page to load. But you have to understand, in order to achieve that speed and efficiency of the machine, somebody has to engineer this shit. And that really took years. It took years to get the computer lightning fast to where now I can speak and you actually hear me in your house within 6 seconds later in real time, right? So somebody had to engineer that. And that took more than a decade. Because anybody that remembers AOL or getting online back in 1999, no, we used to turn the computer on and then go get something to drink, maybe make a sandwich before that shit was ready for us to even surf. Okay? So you have to look at that aspect of life and see it applying to you, Aquarius. You want immediate results? Well, you're going to have to get it down pat so that you can bring it up immediately. You're going to have to work to get it put into place so you can have access to it. Yeah, well, we want to build this train rail that'll get us across the country in 24 hours. Well, you know it's going to take about 5 or 6, maybe even 10 years to build that rail. So you got to think about the whole picture, not just the end result. Okay? State-of-the-art shit takes time. All right. And with Jupiter moving into Leo, that's your 7th house. This is good for partnership with you, Aquarius. All right? But you're gonna have to think about Pluto in Aquarius. Your deepest desires aren't gonna come spontaneously, and Jupiter is gonna be where all that assistance is. It's in right now as we speak. It's in your sixth place. So for the last 8 months or so, you should have been working at home or on some plan within a shell to be hatched, right? To be hatched in about 4 months. And if that was a personal endeavor, like a website or a business or a clothing line or the pursuit of your engagement in stocks, like I don't know what you're gonna decide to do, but it's gonna be something of your own creative energy, your own something that you put together. We talking about Leo here. Leo in this case talked about children. Talk about the second child for Leo. All right, and or the product of the second pregnancy. Okay, put it like that. And this child going somewhere that will improve its condition. This child going away to school. This child going to live or stay or visit their father. Are they going out of town with their friend? Jupiter talks about relocation. Okay, but it also talks about mental expansion. So think about that situation coming across your child's plate. All right, and because it's time for them to eat that. All right, and it's good for relationships. It's good for romance. It's good for human interaction all the way across the board. It's good for partnership in business and romance. All right, Jupiter in your seventh house, and usually Jupiter expands. In other words, it increases the number of, right? And Leo is children, and Leo's creative endeavor. So it can increase the number of children. It can increase the quantity and the quality of energetic, personal, creative endeavor. For those people that, when should my album drop? If you're an Aquarius or an Aquarius rising, the best time to put that project out is while Jupiter's in the seventh place. That's the best time to sign a contract. You see? That's your best time to receive anything impersonal, because that's as far from the personal as you can get. You take advantage of it in that area. The end of the winter, or the middle of winter, okay, while the sun is there feeding it, okay? Saturn in your third is going to reconstruct the way you mentally process, the way you rationalize, the way your impulsive decisions are now going to require time and attention. Things that you used to be able to solve just like that now are going to require a little bit more thinking, a little bit more contemplation to come to rational conclusions with. Okay, that's what I see for all the signs. Hello? Knock, knock. All right, man. What else could I talk about here?
Yeah, we here, Ra.
You got a question?
Just letting you do your thing. Just letting you do your thing.
Yeah, well, I ran through every last one of them. I actually accidentally, without notice, slipped back into reading about the signs too.
Yeah.
I was in the zone. All right. But anyway, you got any questions, God? You got any comments?
Well, it was excellent. It was thorough. That's number one. It was thorough. I got to go back and listen to. I missed Libra, and I want to hear Libra, so I'm gonna go back and listen to Libra. But you got the chat booming. I want to get some. Yeah, he did Pisces. Yeah, I want to get some
everybody.
questions.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he did everybody. So some people's just coming in late because I see a lot of people asking questions. Give me a couple of questions for the brother Ra. I know shows like this, everybody gets excited. Give me a couple of questions for the brother Ra. Cool. Before we get out of here, the brother just gave a thorough breakdown of every sign in 2026. So make sure if you came in late, you rewind it and go to the beginning. All right. They saying you didn't do Pisces. A couple of days.
I did. If I did it, okay. If I did it, let me do it.
Right.
If I did it, I just swore I did, but maybe I did it, and I make mistakes like that often. Pisces. Yeah, I sure did it. Okay, Pisces. So Saturn is just ran through your face. The last 3 years, Saturn was in your face, showing you things, showing you where you should have taken advantage of things in the past to make your current situation stable. Think about the next 7 years, okay? But Saturn is getting ready to go into your money house. So any extravagant spending is out of the question. You're going to want to be frugal as hell. All right. Saturn in Aries means all that impulsive spending needs to be curbed. That reserving money, exercising self-restraint where money burns a hole in your pocket is going to be very pertinent over the next 3 years or so. Okay. Now, that is Saturn in Aries running through your money house. Okay. If you do that, when Saturn moves into Taurus thereafter, there'll be stable ground to stand on financially. Think for the future, Pisces. Okay. And this is for Pisces rising and Pisces sun, right? Then Jupiter is moving out your fifth house. I know you borrow. You probably spend a lot of that money traveling or going places, having a good time. Okay. This year would have been the year to bolster your domestic situation extremely in the creative field, right? The best year to have kids if you married and wanted to have kids. One of the best years to have children, okay? And Jupiter in the fifth place talks about opportunities to expand and grow. So if you wanted to move to another home or build onto the home you had, this would have been an opportune year for that. You know, you got 4 more months of that type of energy. When Jupiter moves into Leo, this is your place of work, employment, diet, and exercise and conditioning, right? But it is where you train yourself at. It is with Jupiter being there, it's opportune for you to engage upon anything like you wanted to get a promotion at work. If you wanted to improve your physical condition, excellent time for you to start to become more active. Okay. Jupiter talk about running or burning energy on a broader scale than you normally do when you walk in or just sitting down, right? It's talking about mobility and benefits from work is what it says. This place is the place of aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews. So benefit through these people. Make me think I said this already. All right. Then when Jupiter moves into Leo, if any endeavors of your own personal creation that have to do with services rendered or received, these are areas of benefit for you too. So if you're creating your own line, or you're creating your own business or your own income, this is where you're gonna have to put in the actual physical work and activity to see this, to see the benefits thereof. All right. Now, Jupiter is gonna be moving into from Cancer and then Leo. I just said that Saturn was going to be moving into your money house to be more frugal and secure with regard to your spending. I did cover Pisces. That's it.
All right, all right. Somebody in the chat. Let's see. Somebody said, "Where do we put the money to keep it safe?" I don't know where you get that from.
Where do we put the money to keep
Yeah,
it?
I don't know the context. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, I don't know which sign I told because I told everybody two or 3 signs is opportune for them to save and spend money.
Yeah.
Well, call me. See, this is where you call me at. You got questions I can't answer like that because we don't know where it's going. Right. Call me any day between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. and ask this question.
Let's get to the next question. Akhu, can you talk about Saturn return for Saturn in Aries?
Yeah. So, number one, Saturn in Aries, the promise to Saturn in Aries is self-restraint. Mm-hmm. And Aries is the baby. And literally it's the infant stage of human development. And Saturn rules the adult stage. Okay. So there are areas where the maturation process needs to take place quickly. Saturn in Aries says self-responsibility. So there's a specific degree of self-sufficiency you need to have. Saturn in Aries talks about self-security. So, and it's going to be highly unstable for your sense of autonomy. You're going to need other folks. Saturn in Aries says if you want to be self-employed, you have to know about running a business. Saturn in Aries says if you want to be self-sufficient, then you have to be regularly and stably proactive. You know, this is the difference between being being self-employed and working for somebody else. You are only responsible to make so many sales a day if you're working for somebody else. They're responsible for keeping the lights on, keeping the computer rolling, keeping the call genie running. You think that's their responsibility. So when you get your own business, you realize how much it actually takes. This is what Saturn and Aries Saturn return is like. It's the Most High saying, first of all that shit, yeah, I know you used to enjoy it. You've been enjoying it all these years. But now it doesn't really serve your purpose on this planet. You got to let it go if you want to advance. You do. Then you have to adopt new modes of action too. Okay, where you used to do things and get results, lickety split, they don't come like that no more. And where you used to have to wait, but think, oh no, that shit happens lickety split now. So you have to change your whole manner of execution when it comes to planning. It's about self Aries reconstruction, Saturn return. Okay, and depending on what the rising sign is, will determine what area of life is going to manifest the hardest.
Indeed. All right. Raymond, you had a question about the cigars. You said you didn't get yours. Let me email me right now. I'm gonna be looking at my email after the show, Raymond. Email me right now and I'll look into it after the show. Okay.
Saturn Aries says, take your time, don't rush.
Next question, Rod. Which house in your chart is the best for business and destiny?
I'm gonna look at the primary houses, but it's not just the houses alone. I'm gonna look at the 6th, the 10th, and the 2nd house because these are your career, money, and labor house. Okay, this is where you put in work, where you put in endeavor, how you interact with it, with that regard, with it professionally or with the public, and what you're able to draw from it materially. So that's the 2nd house, the 6th house, and the 10th house. But that's not the end of it, because what's the sign that's on these 3 places, and where are those planets that rule those signs? You see where I'm coming from? Because once you look at the 10th house, let's say the 10th house ruler is Pisces, okay? So that means you're Gemini rising. So let's say it's Pisces. Now I need to know what Neptune is doing. And Neptune can be in any one of them houses, but it's talking about the profession, the career, okay? And the 6th ruler, all right? If Pisces is there and Scorpio is the 6th ruler, I need to know where Mars and Pluto are at and what they're doing to the ascendant and the money planet. So, and I need to look at the money sign and the money planet, right? In this case, the moon is the money planet, and where the moon was at birth has a lot to do with what it means, what Cancer in the 2nd place means. So when you talk about looking at a chart for a career, there are multi-layers and approaches that are given to the question to answering the question regarding the career. You need to look at not only the houses, but the rulers and what they're doing presently and what they're doing in the natal chart. I don't mean to make it complicated, but it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Right. We're gonna do 2 more questions before we get out of here. Somebody wants to know what's the difference from a person living a good life but doesn't know anything about astrological info and a person that's living a good life.
I live in a house with gold furniture, but I don't have no lights. That's the latter. That's the former. So the person that doesn't know is a person who could be successful in all endeavors, but they're acting on a lack of knowledge of what they're dealing with. So when they fail, they don't know why, and when they succeed, they can't pinpoint exactly how to do it again the 2nd time. Perhaps it depends on what they're doing now, because if you can look and see what you did and that worked consistently, then I guarantee you it was in your birth chart. You'd have seen it a lot earlier. The difference is The person who uses astrology sees it earlier.
Mm-hmm. Uh, next reading. Is there room for romance for Scorpio rising?
Saturn just left Scorpio's fifth house. Your love life has been a little bitch. Huh? It's been a bitch for the last 2.5, 3 years. Right? It hasn't been fulfilling. Yeah, let me use that language. Excuse me, I redact the last one, right? I say now, it was a pain in your ass finding company you can really rest with, right? Finding people you can trust. Your love life depends on your capacity to trust somebody, Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's room for love when there's room for you to be loving.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be trusting though. See, if they can't trust you, they don't love you. You know, Scorpio can love you to death today, and tomorrow they discover they can't trust you. They love you less.
Indeed.
Yeah. So trust factor. Now you have to learn. Scorpio is here learning how to trust. Right. Saturn moving out of Pisces removes the burden of being alone out of your fifth place, and it's good to engage on on the pursuit of love. Okay, but Saturn is in your sixth place. It's moving in your sixth place, man. Make sure your self-sustaining routine is in order. Okay, looking
All
for
right.
love in your life. Love in your life without a self-sustaining routine is a broke nigga in love.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Last question, Ra. Are you taking students at the moment, my brother? If
I
so,
take
how?
students every day.
Okay.
Okay, I have a tuition. The problem is I charge. I charge $2,500, and you can pay it in increments. Okay, and you must work. This is schoolwork. This is not sitting at the feet of a master. You sit at my feet for 20 minutes, and then you're doing what you were sitting at my feet learning how to do. I have to see you do it. You have to be willing to do it. Jay, teaching is not like YouTube. You don't just sit back and listen to me talk. You're going to have to do some shit. You come to my class, okay? You're working mentally. I'm going to mentally work the shit out you. There's a lot of rules to astrology, especially because I'm teaching predictive astrology, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You should call me at 516-881-6992 any day between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. If you have questions and you want to talk about what I do. You can go to my website right online, cosmophysics361.com. It's COZPHYZIX 361. No dots, no dashes until after 361.com. Okay? You can go there and you can see my curricula, my syllabus, right? What I'm going to be teaching you, what I'm going to require you to know at the end of the session, if you need to know. But it's easier to call me and I'll discuss it with you. Okay? I like to gauge you to know where you're at already astrologically. I don't have any preferences. I just like to know who I'm dealing with. And you need to know who you're dealing with. So and what kind of rapport we're gonna have is easily determined when you call me live. So you could just call me to inquire about my classes. I'd be glad. I take students whenever they're willing to sign up. You're going to need to attend and spend time with me at least 1 hour a week in the beginning, and that time is going to increase per your desire to learn.
Yep. Yep. That's how I go. Spoken like a true teacher, my brother. Spoken like a true teacher. Rod, let the
Because
people know.
I have students that call me every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, some of my students are calling me, but I got students I don't hear from once a month.
Right.
So I set the schedule according to your ability to attend it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite students are the ones that are working the hardest. The ones that demonstrate the most enthusiasm get the most enthusiasm.
Yeah. Indeed. Rod, leave them your all your contact info once again, my brother. If they came in late, let them know how they could get in touch with you. Your YouTube channel. I know you changed some of your social media. You gotta act. Let everybody know everything, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, I did get hacked, man. I got hacked right in front of my eyes. Okay. As soon as I tried to log in, it just like took over. The mouse took over, all that stuff. Right? It was quite thrilling, really. Okay. But I had to shut everything down, and I just started what I didn't have to shut down. I just started over. So I lost 3 Instagram pages. My new one is Cosmo Physics. COZPHYZIX. Period. That's it. At Instagram. I also have uh, uh my conscious page there where I'm just dropping all kind of science and scientific and technological reports and stuff like that, following crime stories, right? That's the Black Brahmin, okay? So people want to know if that's really my page. Yeah, that's me. The period Black period Brahmin, BRAHMIN, okay? That's another. That's my what do you call that? My novelty page.
Mm-hmm.
My YouTube is Akhu. Okay, I just I posted all the signs there. I'm still on TikTok as Akhu.
Right.
So if you want to reach me, call my phone between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to remind y'all I'm doing a lecture on December 21st with Ross Ben. You get your information from Red Pill at Instagram and on Facebook. I'm going to be promoting furtherly there. Okay, it's going to be at 5000 Butner Road in South Fulton. You're going to need to look at the flyer here. Rich put the link up earlier, and for the ticket information. Okay, we're going to get things popping this year. Look, I'm looking into another dimensional perspective too. All right. One of my students generated a chart for the future, right? That actually was calculated for the moment.
I just shared the link again. Hold up, bro. I just shared the link again. If you are interested in seeing Rod Cool this weekend in Atlanta, I just shared the link in the chat.
And
Eventbrite link.
Ross Ben.
And Ross Ben. Indeed. Indeed. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. So, yeah, where was that? If you just call me, you get the info. 516-881-6992. Okay, between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm at your disposal, yo. I'm doing readings. People, you need to know I charge $500 flat fee for the full reading. You understand? Right. But some people are just calling with itemized questions and things of that nature. You have to be specific as to what you want. Because I recommend that you get the full treatment when you come in the door anyway. Okay. and my flat fee for that is $500. Right. But I do $250 reading. But there are services that are not attached to the cheaper reading that are attached to the more expensive one. So y'all got to be more precise as to what kind of reading you're calling for. Okay. I do relationship readings, and we really need your partner there. Okay. For the best results, your partner needs to be present when we do the reading. I understand how people want to get the insight on the relationship without the person being present. And that can be done too. But I'm going to tell you up front, full disclosure, that it is more thorough when we're able to verify by the person's chart with them. So it's better when you bring the people with you, all right? Yeah, I'm stuck right there. That's good. That's good. Follow me on Instagram. Okay. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on here on YouTube. Right. And at Patreon. Okay.
What day you speaking this weekend, Rob? What day exactly you speaking? What day?
The 21st.
That's a Sunday. What's that, Sunday?
Not this week. Yeah, that's 5 days from now. Hold on. I believe it is.
Yeah, that's Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, that's Sunday. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
All right, just making sure.
It's the winter solstice.
Yeah.
Shortest day of the year. In terms of daylight hours. But really, it's the beginning. It's the climb. The sun starts to climb on Christmas Day. So that's when he becomes the goat and he
Ah.
starts climbing.
Mm.
Okay, you gotta understand the cycle of the sun. He doesn't just rise and set. He moves north and south, closer to the equator and crosses the equator and then moves away from the equator. And this is what causes the daylight hours to last or to be short. If you notice, in the wintertime here in the northern hemisphere, that it's only going to be daylight hours on the 21st. We're only going to have like 8.5, 7.5 hours of daylight. The rest of that would be nighttime. In the summertime, it's the other way around. On the summer solstice, June 22nd, we get like 17 hours of daylight,
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8 hours of darkness. Yeah.
Indeed.
Our forefathers celebrated these markers because they needed to know where they were in the year and when to plant and when to build, and because it was a time for everything with that.
Yep.
So they created these markers in these holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Yuletide, to stand here for the markers, and the people will remember them.
Mm-hmm. No, indeed. And I'm definitely gonna. I look forward to. I'm definitely gonna try to pass through this weekend. I'm gonna pass through Friday, and I definitely want to try to pass through Sunday when you're there, my brother. Thanks again for another forecast. I think you've done this probably about 3 years in a row. We truly appreciate it, my brother. And I'm gonna talk to you soon, my brother. I'll probably see you this weekend.
Okay, Lord.
Yes, sir. Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Indeed. Once again, shout out to Akhu. Magnificent presentation tonight. Brother just be going off the top of the head doing his thing. But I'm gonna be back on tomorrow. I got a good show with Billy. I got a good show with Billy Carson happening tomorrow. So make sure y'all come back tomorrow. Yeah, I see the family's asking about the cigars. They are available. So the cigars is donation based. I got a donation link that I share with the family for people who want to support and help me build up the channel. And a donation of 30 or more get you cigars. I just came back from Honduras for those of you who seen the video. Still a little tight, man. It's a wow. If y'all know, you got to go through a lot to get these cigars, man. It's not. That's why I do my best to communicate with y'all how they're not your average cigar, and they don't come from your average place, and the average person doesn't use them. So I just shared the link. Somebody said share the link. And if you place the order, email me tonight. Even if you already emailed me, if you placed the order and you didn't get it yet, email me tonight. So either I could send you your tracking number, because that happens a lot. I send the people their tracking number, or if it didn't go out yet, I could go ahead and take care of you. I got I'm gonna send out some, not tomorrow, but Thursday. Yeah, Thursday I'm gonna send out so but yeah, I just shared the link, family. I'm telling y'all, the wow. They're amazing. They're amazing. I just yeah, I'm talking to y'all, and I want to go. I just, I put all of them up, and I want to make sure they are preserving well. I might take a look at them. Yeah, but shout out to everybody who got some. But yeah, I'm gonna be on the mall with Billy Carson, 9 o'clock. All right. Let me see what else y'all talking about before I get out of here. Did you go to Honduras for a day or two? Yeah, yeah. I was just there. I stayed overnight. Left the next day. Stayed overnight. I went on Saturday and I left Sunday. I went Saturday. They only got one flight going out each day. I mean, they only got one flight going out Saturday, and there's only one flight getting back to Atlanta on Sunday. So I went Saturday, stayed overnight. I was hanging with the locals, partying with the locals, drinking that drink that I told you is the drink of the future that Mr. G is gonna debut to the world. I believe next year. I'm not sure, but somebody said my order came right on to Alabama. Thanks, Rich. I gave two to my cousins. They're cigar heads, and I'm not. I kept one. I'm saving for a special occasion. That's what's up. That is what's up. That is what's up. Yeah. Well, I definitely somebody said I could smell them. Yeah, I smell them through the suitcases. Imagine having a suitcase full of them. I'm like, God damn. God damn, god damn. You know. But it was fun. It's fun going out to Honduras. It really is fun going out there, and I'm gonna get some documentary footage next year. I'm gonna get some dope footage next year when I head out there. So stay tuned for that. Somebody said, Rich, you were out there with the Honduras parking lot maniacs. Yeah, they was driving. They was cool. They just drive aggressive, just like New Yorkers. Just like New Yorkers. Somebody said if I donate, can I pick it up in person if possible? Just left a 10-day silent meditation, but I'm still in Georgia. Probably not. The only thing I would say is if I go to this event this weekend, I might have some, but yeah, my days this week is pretty packed, so I'm probably not gonna drive an hour out my way or just whatever. Yeah. So probably the best thing to do is if you go to an event, I might be able to bring it there. I'm not even sure if I'm definitely going. I'm gonna try to go. But yeah. Other than that, I would just say just order it. Um what does that drink do? Man, listen. Whew, what does it do? It's powerful. It's it gives you like a spiritual buzz. I would say it's not like I drink wine and I drink alcohol. It's not like a buzz. It's like a spiritual buzz. It's like it gives you multi-dimensional awareness. I'm not a big shroom guy, so I know you could get that on shrooms. It's not like a frantic, um, scary awareness where you seeing shit and all of that. It's a very comfortable multi-dimensional awareness um where you just feel like you're floating. You feel like you're flowing and things slow down for you so you can really not just analyze things but absorb what's happening in the moment. A lot of times we're not present. And that's a big problem with the world. The world isn't present. You could have $1 million, but you're doing so much that you don't even experience it. You're not present. Yeah, there you go. That's the day. Multi-dimensional tonic. I'm already giving I'm giving Mr. G his talking points already. Oh, there you go, LT. It's a multi-dimensional tonic. It is, man. It's like marijuana tea. Yeah, okay. It's similar. I've had marijuana tea before. It's similar. I like this way better though. I like this way better. Yeah, I don't have none. It's that's all. That's 100% Mr. G. I'm gonna let the family know when it's available though. It is the best tonic I ever had in my life, but like I said, it's and that with the cigars, like I said, man, family. Wow, it's amazing what's happening and the creativity that's getting ready to get put out in the world, and the inventions and the products and artificial intelligence and all of that. What we're doing, radionics, it's amazing. I don't no, he's not shipping yet. It's not available yet. It's not available yet. You gotta wait. Like I said, that's a 2026 thing. That's a 2026 thing. But shout out to all of y'all who got the cigars once again. I'm gonna share the link one last time before I get out of here. What time is it? It's 11:05. Yeah, donation. That's a donation link. A donation of 30 or more will get you the cigar. And I just get so many ideas when I smoke the cigar. So many. It's not just the ideas, but shit gets done. You put things. That's one of the greatest thing about the cigars. Like certain things, you may become aware when you smoke. When you don't have to smoke the cigar, but when you put your intentions out there, shit gets done. You get assistance from somewhere. Shit gets done when you include the cigar in your ceremony, and I can see why historically we always use cigars as ceremony because shit gets done. You put that attention out there, and it may be something you bullshitted on for 10 years. You put the intention out there with the cigar smoke, shit gets done. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a real beautiful thing. And I have it. Yeah, New Diamond said, shout out to New Diamonds. Where's this at? I could hear my ancestors so loud when I smoked them cigars. Yeah, yep, 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 yep. Somebody said, "Are you supposed to inhale the cigars?" Nah. I have before because I gotta make sure what I'm giving to the people is safe. I have before, like I inhaled it a lot, like down to my gut. Like you inhale it. It's a deep inhale. I've inhaled it before. I had a little stomach ache, so I wouldn't advise. You could just blow it out, blow it out. Just blow it out and smell it. But the inhale thing, I inhaled it like I'm talking about a lot of it. Like, cause I had to test it out, see what it's about. But I had a stomach ache. I had a stomach ache. It only lasted that night. I had a stomach ache that night. You know. Somebody said, "Are there different size cigars?" Yeah, there's yeah. That's the perfect way to put it. This is the perfect. They will sit you on your ass if you do. Yes, perfect way to put it. Perfect way to put it. You inhale it, your ass is gonna be sit down. Perfect way to put it. Thank you. Perfect way to put it. Oh man, I just said my donation. We got all right. Challenge accepted. See this dude here, man. He would be guy. I'm sure you'll be fine, my brother. Like I said, I just had a stomach ache, but I was good. I was good. I just had a stomach ache. I just had but I was good. I said I'm going to order mine Friday. Yeah, and let me share my email one more time. Like I said, um, somebody sent me an email early. I didn't respond, and I gotta either I could get you your tracking number, or if I didn't send it out to you yet, I'll get it ready for you right away. But I'm have a shipment going out Thursday. All right. I remember Philly cigars. This ain't like no regular cigars. There's no headache. It's none of that. This is like 100% natural tobacco. This is real deal stuff. Like that's one of the reasons why I went live in Honduras, because I want the family to know that I really be out there getting them. Like because people, I could just say that, and I know y'all. I'm my word is good around here. I don't be bullshitting, but I just want the family to really see, like, no, Rich really goes out there. He really goes out there by himself to get these cigars. So yeah, you know. Um Shout out to all of y'all once again. Like I said, to, that's right. Cigar in my right hand, bottle of Ancestral. El Ancestral. If I had the bottle, I would show you. I got a bottle downstairs. Y'all make me wanna sip a little bit tonight now. Just talking about it. Y'all make me wanna, because I got a little, I got some. I was able to bring something back with me. Um I should call G and ask him when is he gonna have it for sale, right? That's what I should do. I should call him and be like, "Gee, when you gonna have it for sale, man? People, people want to know because I know the multi-dimensional tonic. I should go. Uh yeah, I'm a little fatigued, y'all. Oh man, but it's always good building with y'all. It's always good building with y'all. Somebody said he sell by the case. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me call him. Let me mess with him. I'm gonna call him and ask him. I'm gonna call him. Yo, G, I'm on live right now. I was telling the people that you have the best tonic that I ever tried in my entire life. And the people, they're like, man, when the hell is this going to be available? So I said, I don't know. I said, I think it's a 2026 thing, but I want to call you and put you on the spot. I apologize if, I'm putting you too much on the spot. But, G,
you know how we do, bro. I have it brewing. I'm going to pick up a case of it January 5th. So the second week in January, it'll be available for everybody. Once I get back and have it in the United States, I'm going to definitely send you the link.
Thank you, my brother. Yo, G, I really want you to make history with this one, my brother. I think that the top.
How am I not going to make history when I got you helping me, bro? We got this. I appreciate you. I'm glad you was able to taste it in the motherland, so you got the full dosage of it.
And indeed, G, man, it activates my superpowers, man. So I need to, it really do. It activates my superpowers, my brother. I ain't even bullshit. It really does, my brother. Shit.
We might change the name to Vibranium.
Oh man, shit. Yo, we on the show. We calling it a multi-dimensional tonic. I told them it enhances my multi-dimensional awareness. So they said it's a multi-dimensional tonic, G.
Yeah, it basically connects you to everything that makes up Brother Rich, or your ancestors. All they do is it's like Voltron. Y'all just unite and then you use all that power.
Ooh, the Voltron tonic. Woo, G, you talking that shit? Listen, man. Hey, let me get off because they on the line talking about they want a case of 30 and shit. Let me stop teasing them, GG. We'll talk soon, man. I'll talk to you. I'll bring you on in January, my brother. But I appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.
IG, peace. Yeah, I had to call him, man, to mess with him. That joint, man, oh man. Yeah, Return of the Ancient Ones. Man, oh man. I should go. Ah, man. So I want y'all to see it. Give me a second. I want y'all to see it. Give me 1 second, all right? Give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second. Man, I had to go downstairs. So this is how it looked. This is just an exclusive look. I showed y'all if y'all seen the Honduras video. This is the big boy though. He's not. Oh man, I ran down the stairs. But this is the label, so it's like it's super powerful, yo. Straight from Honduras. It's gonna be the drink of the future, but I just want to tell y'all about it ahead of time, ahead of time. It's these are, you know, they got these drinks that supposedly power up their athletes, Gatorade, and all of this shit. This is our Gatorade. This is powering us up for real. So yeah. Oh man. But nah, it's not you can't pre-order it. Whew. Mr. G explained it thoroughly in January. So y'all stay tuned for that, all right? But yeah, other than that, shout out to everybody. I really want y'all to tap into like this is once again, I can't stress enough. This is not entertainment. Who we are, what we talk about on the show. I just the last show I did with Red and Sharif, we was in this book, and I showed y'all this is a radionics book on science and magic. And if y'all seen the show, it talked about how MAGA is a Sanskrit word that means priest of the sun and wielder of creative energies for the benefit of all. People are using magic, whether you're going to use it or not. And when I say magic, I mean the science. The universe has a science to it. It's frequency, vibration, and resonance. And we all have radio heads. And all of us, God is the broadcast tower. And all of us have the ability to tune our minds to that radio station that we want to bring down to this realm. And listen, man, it's just the powers that we possess is unimaginable. Our minds can never imagine it. And we have things that assist us that we put down here purposely to assist us. Tobacco is a big one. Tobacco is a huge one. That's why they had to poison the tobacco. Anything that we put down here to assist us, they poison it. The ganja, they had to poison that. The water. Why do you think they had to do what they did with water? So it's beautiful when you could go to a country and the water's different. You don't see chemtrails in the sky. Things are being grown different. So that's what makes the tobacco, the cigar, so special. Yeah, this book is out of print. This book is you can't get this book. You can't get it. Can't get it. And I can see why. The shit they talk about, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Me saying that about MAGA and why Trump chose MAGA, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is some real deal stuff. But we got a online community that's starting next year, and we're gonna go through this book. We definitely gonna go through this book next year. We definitely gonna go through this book next year. And belief is a major part. I want all of us to have a strong belief in our abilities. Somebody said it's out of print. Yes. Yep. I don't even think they have a PDF available. I don't even think they have and usually they have the PDF, but belief is a major component. I know y'all know the intellectual aspect of this information, but how strong is your belief in it? Your emotional belief. I could tell when somebody's really a magician the way they talk. If I bring up a certain topic, depending on the answer you give me, I could tell whether you're a magician or not, or like a real deal. I don't even want to say magician, but a scientist or a real deal into spirituality. Because just depending on your answer, and we'll talk about that. Because we really gotta figure this thing out. We've been lied to. The number one thing, the main thing holding us all back is language. That's number one. The language we use, the language we speak with. Language is Phil years ago he called the light code lockdown language. Language is the main thing. The main thing. The words we say, how we say it, when we say it. The language is the main thing. So yeah. Oh man, that was fun. With that being said, listen, family, I enjoyed the show tonight. Looking to see if I see some. I always show y'all good books. Let me just show y'all this book. I want to show you another book that's real good. This is another book that's real good. Excellent book. Excellent. I always go back to it. The Physics of Miracle, Tapping in the Field of Consciousness Potential. Excellent book. I mean, amazing book. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. I'm talking about highly recommended. Love that book. And I got to get back to my book club. I did like one show last year with the Greg Braden, but I really got to get back to my book club. Things just got so busy this year. I had my daughter was my daughter's first year live, and things just got super busy, y'all. But that first year is the busiest year with children. First 2 years, but man, tune in tomorrow. Shout out to everybody who placed their orders tonight for the cigars. It's going to be an experience that is going to be a sacred experience. Take it serious. Commune. This is something that we used. All right. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Billy Carson. It's going to be a epic show. I'm going to make sure of it. With that being said, getting out of here, family. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night. 2026. Get ready for this in 2026, y'all. Woo! Get ready for that. Woo, man. G gonna take off with that one. Nobody else got that. The G gonna take off with that one. Shout out to G. But yeah, get out of here. See you tomorrow. Everybody have a good night, all right, family?